So The Big Short is turning 10 years old this year. I just saw it for the first time, and I wanted to talk about it because this movie makes some very strange choices that I don't think any other movie has made. I don't think they're necessarily bad or good choices. Either way, I want to talk about them. If you've seen the movie, there are two cutaways that you'll remember that are just so out of place, if you ask me. Now, the first cutaway, it cuts to Margot Robbie as she explains how the loans work and how they're filled with subprime loans, etc., etc. And when this scene came up, I was like, okay, it's kind of funny. Cutaway to Margot Robbie, she's hot. If people don't know what's going on, she's gonna explain it to us. This is funny. If it was a one-off joke, I would have totally been fine with it. But then they do it a second time with Anthony Bourdain. They have a cutaway with him as he compares how he cooks to how the bond market works. And it's a decent scene, it's whatever. This one definitely felt a little more out of place than the Margot Robbie one. And at this point in the movie, I was like, okay, so they're just gonna be doing cutaways to explain these random things. I'm okay with that. Let's see what you got, movie. Then they never do it again. It's just these two random cutaways with these celebrities talk into the camera. And what's weird about the second one is that it cuts in the middle of Ryan Gosling already talking to the camera. Like it's a fourth wall break within a fourth wall break. I don't know. I feel like this movie just didn't commit to these cutaways. There's only two of them. The second one's way out of place. I think if they had three or four more, I would have totally been on board with these cutaways. But I just don't think these cutaways were necessary at all. I think it hurts the movie. I think it was a very strange editing choice. Another strange choice this movie made was the narration by Ryan Gosling. And I think he's a great narrator, a great actor. I love Ryan Gosling and just about anything he does. I think he was great in this movie. But he is the only one that breaks the fourth wall in this film. He's the only one that actually talks to the camera. Normally, which is fine, I don't mind fourth wall breaks, talking to the camera, narration is all good. But he does it in the middle of scenes with other characters. And those characters don't react to him talking to the camera at all. And I think it's off-putting. I think if a couple other characters would have even glanced at the camera, like Jim from The Office, just an acknowledgement of the camera from the other characters would have helped me believe the narration aspect from Ryan Gosling. I think it's very strange that he is the only character that breaks the fourth wall. And the last choice this movie made that I thought was an actual bad choice was there is actually no character development for any of the characters. I get this movie's more of just a retelling of history, kind of like a documentary style, even though it is a drama. I get that's what they went for, but there's not a single character that I give a shit about in this movie. Steve Carell's character, forgot his name already, he's the only one that has a hint of development. He talks about his dead brother twice in the film, and it's oh, now he's gonna talk about him more or some nonsense. And I could also get that that's not the point of the movie. The point isn't to have these characters, the point is to talk about the 2008 crisis. I get that, but it's still a movie, and you still have to give me somebody to care about. And I don't give a shit about any of these characters, honestly. They're all well acted, they all have great dialogue, and they have great scenes. No development though, so the first three just falls out the window. Even after all that said, if you haven't seen this movie and you're interested in any of the financial stuff or the housing market, definitely worth the watch. I'm never gonna see it again, but I am glad I watched it once. If you've seen The Big Short, what did you think about it? Did you think they made some weird choices like I did? Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all later.